I've been watching this season of Mama June's Road to Redemption. Obviously, her redemption is kind of the main arc of this season. But for you, just what did you need your mom to prove in order to start letting her back into your lives?
I think that she has to prove a lot of things. She has to prove to me that she truly is sober. She has to prove to me that she's not the person that even she was before addiction, like the one who even lied about the little things. For me too, she's gonna have to let it take time. For so long we were on her time, we were on Gino's, addiction clock and things like that. And
Yeah.
now I want you guys to be on my time. Like I feel like it should be at my own pace.
Do you think that is something she kind of has started to come around to? Obviously, in the first episode, she's very much, I need it to happen now. We need to be
Right.
reunited. And it's like, no, you need to wait a beat.
Right.
How is that process going, I guess?
I think it's very hard for me because, like I said, we do need our space. We do need our time because her addiction didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Her falling into the drug habit didn't happen overnight, or her ruining the family didn't happen overnight. These things take time. And that's just kind of what I need her to see. Like, it's very frustrating for me when, you know, she's pushy, pushy, pushy. And it's like, we were pushy, pushy, pushy when we wanted you to go to the first couple of rehabs and you didn't go.
Yeah. So now it's on the other foot. And I mean, for you also, you've been, you are Alana's caregiver now, you're her guardian. She's 15, but still under your care. Just has it been awkward at all for you to try and control her or oversee her interactions with your mom, just so she doesn't get hurt again, too?
It is very hard for me because I'm trying to protect Alana and I'm trying to, I seen Mama at her lowest point last season when I sat down with her, and kind of giving her the ultimatum of like whether you're going to be a part of this family or not. I didn't want Alana to see that side of her. Even
Yeah.
now, if she isn't sober, I don't want to risk that for Alana. And I do catch myself being torn in between because I'm also trying to play the parenting role of that. And I'm also trying to be the supportive sister who also knows that we all just want our mom back.
Yeah. And I mean, you still have to be that mom figure while
Right.
Alana is still kind of pushing to reunite with her mom.
Right.
It's got to be very, very complicated.
Oh yeah.
But, do you think your mom, fully understands what effect her drug abuse has had on your life, particularly, in terms of how you've had to step up for Alana and the strains, even now we're seeing that it is put on your marriage a bit as well.
Right. I don't think that she still fully understands like the problems she left behind for me per se, because having to take care of Alana, like I feel like she's appreciative of it, but the way that she says she's appreciative of it doesn't really make me feel like I've completed, like I've done what I needed to do, or that she really is appreciative of me. Just like the way she says it's like, oh yeah, I'm glad you stepped up and took care of Alana. I wanted to be a little bit more sincere than that, and
Yeah.
that's kind of how I feel about that situation. And it's very tough because somebody who was supposed to be there and supposed to be supportive, it just doesn't seem that way. Like I've done all these things and I've matured as a woman, and now I've got to take the consequences, and I wasn't even the addict.
Yeah, because like you said, she has said, and even when I spoke to her, that she's appreciative. But I think
Right.
it's more you want her to know all these little things and what it all adds
Right.
up to, what it does mean for you to have,
Right. Because
what
it's
you've had
not
to
like, okay, I
sacrifice to
just take
step
care
up.
of Alana. Like I have to go through my marriage problems that cause problems there. It basically caused a whole uproar in everybody's lives. And it's just like she sees it, but she doesn't see it.
Yeah. And she recently did this interview where she said she and Gino spent almost $1 million on drugs in a year. Just what goes
Right.
through your mind when you hear that statistic, that number, that amount of money?
Honestly, people were asking me earlier too. They were just like, did you know how bad it had gotten? And when I hear that price and I hear it from the media outlets where she tells them, or, she tells her story, it is very hard to hear that because no, I didn't know how bad things had really gotten. After I moved Alana out, I really tried to work on ourselves as a family, really tried to help Mama. And then we kind of stepped back for a little while. So I didn't see her. I didn't put the kids around her. Um, the when we meet this time on the show, it had been a year since
Yeah.
we had physically seen her. So that's hard to hear. I mean, it really is, knowing that, not trying to be mean and not trying to sound like money hungry, but to know that me and Josh were struggling, trying to do everything we could to keep a roof over Alana and Ella's head.
Yeah.
It's just like, but you were out here blowing $1 million and couldn't help me.
How was it for you watching last season back? You know,
Oh,
because
watching
obviously
last
you
season,
weren't there when all this stuff was going down with her and Gino, but to see the
right?
actual footage of it, of them kind of at their lowest points, what was that like?
Honestly, it's hard. Like, even when I saw her last season and give her that ultimatum, like, as us as a family,
Yeah.
it was hard to see her like that. I mean, I'm an adult, I'm mature, but that is a rough sight to see. Like, and especially with it being your mom, it does not make it any easier, you know? And honestly, I didn't want her to be in that place. I wanted her to get
Yeah.
clean before then. I didn't want, we had come to the realization when it got to that point that we were just going to see her in a body bag. I mean, honestly, that's how bad it had gotten.
Ugh.
Like, you'd seen her and she wasn't even the same. Like, we'd get on media outlets, like get on Facebook, and it'd be shared up and down my timeline of my mom just standing there with like her face covering on and stuff, you know, just not barely even showing any type of skin or something. And it's like, to know that that was the type of person that she was, like, it's crazy, because like sometimes I blame myself, but I also try not to, you know,
Yeah.
because it's not my fault that she chose drugs. It's not my fault that, you know, she is an addict, but it sucks because then it always back, you know, it always weighs back on me.
Yeah, no, because it, you know, goes down the hill. You
Right.
have to feel the effects of it. And for you, because when I spoke with June, you know, right before the season started, and
Right.
she kind of addressed Gino's critics, of which you are one. But
Right.
you know, she said she was the one who got him into using again, and she hoped that you guys would see that he's changed a lot. Just, I guess, what's your response to that? Do you think there is a possibility that somewhere down the line, things between you guys could maybe be better?
I feel like he's always going to be a part of mama's life, and we're just going to have to face that, you know, until she is
Yeah.
finally able to get rid, like, she got rid of the addiction part as far as the drugs, but I do feel like Gino is also an addiction of hers. And I've always felt like that, like even before they were using and things like that, because my mama just turned into a completely different person. She just went from the highest woman on the pedestal to like just dirt, you know, like that's what it kind of felt like, the way he was treating her and things like that. But, you know, I'll fix things or act cool because that is who my mama chooses to be with. And like, I don't want to cause any problems between me and her.
Yeah.
But in the same respect, like, he's just a temporary person, and I'm more focused on wanting to fix things with her than him.
Yeah, which is understandable.
Right.
And I mean, we know that the two of them, there's still possible jail time ahead for them. Just, you know, do you believe at this point that you're probably going to have custody of Alana until she is 18, until she is an adult? Just what do you think, or what, I guess, thought process do you have concerning that?
I mean, even if mama stays sober for the next 5-10 years, I honestly think that Alana will stay with me, only because she has it here, you know, but it is hard because that is also her mother. And I don't ever want to make her choose, because her mama have been very close. So if Alana decides, I mean, now she's 15, if she was to decide that, hey, she wanted to go back to her mama's, like, there would obviously have to be some talking. But I feel pretty secure that Alana would stay with us for sure.
Yeah. And, you know, June obviously isn't the only one trying to kind of get back into Alana's life. I've seen this next week's episode. Sugar Bear, you know, following a health scare, is trying to reconnect as well. Just, is that something you think is possible, or at this point, is it too little too late?
I think it's like, from what I can see from Alana, like, I have to deal with it at the end of the day, you know, like, when she goes and they do a scene together, like when she comes back home to me, I have to deal with her. I have to deal with the person that always asks me questions of like, why didn't my daddy want something to do with me like years ago? Why now? And it's like, just because you had a health scare doesn't mean that Alana's supposed to just run back to you with open arms if he couldn't be there at her lowest times.
Yeah. And I guess what would be the ideal outcome for you, you know, regarding Alana and her relationship with all of her parents, I guess?
I mean, I truly do hope that Mama stays sober and everything for not only Alana, but Ella too, because
Yeah.
Ella loves Gigi, and she's growing up, and I don't want Ella to see that side of things that me and Alana and Jessica grew up having to see with my mama. I don't want her to see that side of her. And for Alana, like, I think the sugar bear thing is a lost cause. I think that maybe she should just kind of leave it alone. But obviously, we want to work on the relationship with our mama. Like, she's the one. I mean, yes, she did leave us in a dark time, but we've always kind of like worked through it. It may take some time, but everything's not perfect.
Yeah. And like I said, I've seen this week's episode, and I know in the the preview for the following week, we see
Right.
you, Alana, and your mom finally sit down together for what looks like
Right.
a very, very emotional conversation. Just,
Oh, yeah.
I guess, what was the most challenging aspect of that sit down? I just like seeing Alana crying and saying that she thought that her mom might have died. Like it has to be a lot.
I mean, seeing Alana cry in general over the mama situation is very hard, because I don't want her to feel that pain. I don't want her to have to beg for her mom or her dad's attention.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's good that mama will be able to hear what we have to say. And, she has no choice. She can't run this time. She has to
Yeah.
sit down and she has to listen.
Lastly, I did want to ask if there is anything else that that is coming up on the show that you are looking forward to viewers seeing.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the viewers seeing a little bit of everything. Definitely the consequences that mama will face, because people have to understand that with addiction, the problems and the consequences don't just come during the addiction. They come
Yeah.
after the addiction and the recovery process as well. And like, you guys will be able to see that a lot with my mom understanding the recovery process.
Yeah. Well, I thank you all for putting this process out there for everyone to see. I think it's important for people to watch. And yeah, just good luck with everything going forward.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a good one.
Bye.